express time. If you have low self-esteem, please hang up. All the operators are too busy to talk to you.
Thank you.
And for the final one, if you laugh, chuckle, or guffaw, then I'm doing it by example. Put a quarter on the table.
It is. And they put the quarters on the table.
I didn't know till I came in tonight. Ron Bill said he got to leave and asked me to introduce fire chief Renee. And that was the best thing he could have done.
Thank you.
But anyway, Renee, I learned something new tonight.
Thanks.
Your first name. Really? But Renee and I have been friends for many years. And anyway, she's a native of Thomaston. And when she talked to me years ago about being fire chief, just encouraged her. She said, how can you do it? How can you do it? I said, Renee, you can do it. But there was one thing, I knew one secret. I knew her dad. And his work ethic was, he expected you to work, yeah. So anyway, Renee began her career with the Thomaston Fire Department in 1985. And she was the first female firefighter hired by the city of Thomaston. Chief Harris rose through the ranks, holding several positions from firefighter, administrative secretary, fire lieutenant, fire captain. In December 2016, Renee, let's see, 2016, Renee Harris became the first female fire chief of Thomaston Fire Department, making her the 8th African-American female fire chief in the United States.
Thank you so much, Mr. Roberts. And thank you guys for having me here tonight. Again, I'm Renee Harris. I'm honored to be here with you guys tonight. I'd like to take this time to thank Mr. Cliff for inviting me to share with you tonight as your guest speaker. Also, my husband has said he was coming, so he's in the doghouse. He has a cleaning service, so he had to disinfect the building this evening. So that's where he is. We have a daughter, Dr. Felicia Gentles, and my son-in-law, Dr. Andrew Gentles, and they live in Washington, D.C. Both of them work for the FDA. And when the COVID came out, I was getting a lot of insight on what was going on. But also, I have 2 grandchildren. My oldest one is 5 years old. She is Drew Araya Gentles, and my baby granddaughter just turned a year old, Emery Elizabeth Gentles. So my 5-year-old named Faith, and she came up with the name. I think with some kids at school and daycare named those, and she liked those names, so that's what it was. But the last time I spoke to you guys back here in 2019, I think Mr. Kersey invited me to be here, your guest speaker. I had the opportunity, since then I've had the opportunity to network with different female firefighters throughout Georgia, throughout the United States. And that's when I actually learned that I was the 8th female, Black African female fire chief in the United States. There's only about 16 of us, and I think it's 8 active, and the rest of them have retired since then. I also spoke to you about what I would like, my wishes, and everything that I would like to do for the fire station. So my first thing was we needed a new ladder truck, and I told you guys about that. So everybody talk. When you purchase a ladder truck and you look at those price tags, everybody's eyes are like, we're going to pay this for a ladder truck, but those are what the apparatus costs that we have. So we have now since got our ladder truck, been there since June of 2019, and we're in the process of building our new station. I think I said something about that. So the footprint for our new station is out 19 across from Hardys in that area, had rolled out that way and everything. The footprint was much larger. When they started building, the price of lumber and everything went up, so our footprint shrunk some. But not that much, they just took a couple of feet away from different areas and everything. But we still have a very nice facility to go in for the city of Thomaston. And when this building was being built, this building is the first building that the city of Thomaston has actually constructed since 1966. All the other buildings that have been done, they've either been renovated, remodeled, and just added to and everything. So that's where we are on our new fire station. So that comes along, and hopefully we'll be in there by December, mid-December, depending on the weather, where it is and everything, because we got set back because of the rain and everything. And a lot of other things that are going on in the fire station. I think the last time I was here, I told you guys about our ISO rating. When I first took office, we was a class 4, but since I've taken office, we have moved down to a class 3 ISO rating, which is good for a city the size of our city. But there are a lot of changes in the fire station since 2016. I just recently hired an administrative secretary. As he read my bio, you see I was administrative secretary. Those are positions that I went through. But through previous administration, they kind of got rid of the administrative secretary, and they put us an answering machine up there instead. So you would call the fire department, we were out of the fire department, you just left a message. So that fell through the cracks a lot of times. So now I got my administrative secretary back to work there every day, and she's there from Monday through Friday from 8 to 5. I also just recently, I told you about I was revamping our volunteer division also. During revamping our volunteer division, you know, the volunteers didn't get paid or anything, but when I revamped the volunteer division, we gave them an incentive of giving them $12 per call and per training day, we train on Tuesday night. And also we pay their pension for them. So if they stay there for 10 years, they'll have a retirement pension that the city has paid for them also. And I've also recently added 3 part-time firefighters to our positions, staffing at the fire department. When I applied for the fire chief position, it was a decision, and decision means a choice to make after thinking about it. Ability to make a choice quickly and confidently. We make decisions every day. It's either going to impact someone's life for the good or for the bad. And my position during this time as fire chief, I wanted to leave the fire department in a better condition than what I found it. We're preparing the fire service for the future. Our staffing is 6 people per shift. And that consists of your captains, your lieutenant, and 4 firefighters. We're expecting growth in Thomaston over the next few years. Over the fire set in our station that we've built, it is ready to handle whatever comes in the near future. So we'll have the capabilities of housing 10 to 12 firefighters there at the time. Now we can only house 6, but now we're going to double in our size, and we can hire anywhere from 10 to 12 personnel per shift. I also want the fire department to know that this office cares about them and their physical and their mental well-being. So I implemented daily physical fitness, which I got to get into myself. Started yesterday, I went out to Lakeside, did my 3 miles. So I say I got to follow by it. If I'm going to give them those to do, I got to lead by example. So we're starting our weight training and get back into it and everything, but all of us need to slim down and get back in shape. Because these cakes and pies, when I tell you this community supports us and bring us cakes and pies, it's an everyday thing. Every day you see a cake, a pie, and I'm like, oh my God, every day we got cakes and pies. But we're trying to move past that and trying to get into the healthy foods that will benefit us in the long run, and that will give us longevity in our lives also. And the mental capacity, we have our officers there that can counsel them, and we use our other tools for their mental health. In 2022, we will begin our physical agility test. So with that being said, we started my little walk and everything. Next year in September, I've got to complete a physical agility test. And that's going to be for all the firefighters excluding our administrative secretary. And this is to benefit all of us because we work at it daily to try to get you built up. We're not just going to throw the guys out there and tell them you got to go and do this physical agility. So you'll have a year to prepare yourself for it. Also with COVID, it has changed the way we do business at the fire department. We had to write some policies and implement some different things to keep us safe and also keep the community safe. One thing that we did when the guys go out, and you know when you go into a COVID patient, and just think about getting that call asking you to go out to a COVID patient to assist. We're going to do what we're supposed to, but we need the proper PPE so that we can also help ourselves and help that patient. So when you see us out assisting EMS, you might see us with a D.T.A.I.B.A.I suit on, a mask, and a face shield. That's to benefit us so that we can help the COVID patient that's there. And most of our guys now, they've had their vaccines. I've had my vaccine. 85% of us had our vaccines. But we also still wear our masks around the station because we did have breakthroughs, and I've had several that even though they had their vaccine, and we were the first ones to get them. Our last one was in January, and January the 19th of this year. So we've seen where, and with watching the news and everything, we've seen where your it dwindles down, where how that you can the percentage that you are at. I think it started out like 94, 97%, then it ended up right along about now. I think you get down to about 71%. So now it's time for us to get our boosters. But our guys, the ones that did contract COVID, I think only one of them had to have the antibody infusions, and they were back at work in 72 days. And a lot of the guys did say that the vaccine did help them. We haven't had any issues from it. I didn't have any issues from it. So that's where we are on our staffing for COVID. It just really changed the way we do our daily activities. Even when you come to the station now, we ask you to wear a mask when you're coming in. It's up to you, but we put our mask on. It's not only to help us, and it's also to prevent you from contracting something, because you never know the calls that we've been on through today. So we don't want to take anything to anybody that comes up to the station, and we don't want to take anything home, because you got children, you got your family, you got elderly people at home that you're caring for. And so we want to make sure that we maintain the integrity of doing the best we can so that we don't pass anything on to the community. But right now we're still standing, we're working hard, we're running these calls, and we're doing what we need to do to survive through this pandemic. I wanted all our personnel to be able to perform their jobs at a high skill level, so I created a fire matrix. A fire matrix is something that a lot of other departments use, so I implemented it with us so that our guys will have a guideline on how to move to the next step with training and everything. Because you only have so many officer positions there, and these guys, they should be compensated for going to these additional training and specialized courses. So I created a fire matrix, and they can be a firefighter 2, senior firefighter, a master firefighter for your fire officer 1 and your fire officer 2. And therefore, in these specialized classes, they can receive incentive pay for attending these classes. I lost my spot here. And that's the roadmap for our matrix. And we also, this also helps us with the retention of keeping our firefighters here, because we're losing a lot of our firefighters going to bigger cities for more pay. And then with that additional pay, they're asking for these additional classes. We've given them the classes. We've given them all the tools, but we don't have the money. So they go where the money is.